Greetings, my excellent friends. TheDeadMonk welcomes you to Purgatory. Are you looking forward to the new Watchmen series? I'm not. Damon Lindelof, all-time hack, declares HBO's Watchmen series is about white supremacy. Well, this is the part that's really bad. Lindelof appeared at the Television Critics Association Watchmen panel on Wednesday to discuss and promote the show. As reported by Deadline, Lindelof questioned, "What in 2019 is the equivalent of a nuclear standoff between the Americans and the Russians?" "Why, it's race and the police, of course." Really? Really? Racism versus global thermonuclear annihilation. The threat of the Cold War was the entire world getting wiped out by nukes. And you say that the equivalent to that is race and the police. Oh, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You know, there still is a threat of nuclear war. You know, we're not at the level, at least that we know of, we're not at the level that we were in the 80s of the threat of the entire world getting wiped out by nukes. But there's still a threat. Lindelof would then add, "There's no defeating white supremacy, it's not going away, there are no easy answers and grandiose solutions." Lindelof would even add that the alt history of the Watchmen series will begin to blend with our actual history. It is not supposed to be a world that you recognize to Trojan horse themes that are in real world or in a fictional one. What is actual history and what is alt history, and things start to get blended in the middle. So I like this other quote. I don't think it's in this article. Oh no, it is. Yeah, right here. Lindelof did confirm once again that Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons' Watchmen series is canon to the show. "We are not going to mess with it. It's canon. We're not going to mess with it. Actual history and alt history start to blend in the middle. We're not going to mess with it. Actual history and alt history blend in the middle." Sounds to me like you're messing with it. Oh, you lying douche. And let's see. So I guess one of the... I don't think it says it here, but I found this somewhere else. Oh, where is it? Oh, here we go. So I guess Robert Redford is the president in the Watchmen series. Not just Robert Redford playing the president, but the president is Robert Redford in this alternate history. Now, come on. We know who he's really playing. It's about white supremacy. You have this old white guy president who's an actor. Granted, the current president, he's not really an actor. He did some, reality show nonsense. He played himself for 5 seconds on Home Alone 2. But yeah, he's not an actor. But come on, we know who Robert Redford is really playing. So yeah, we know what this is about. And really, come on. This just ruins any... I wasn't really too excited about the show to begin with. The movie from 2009 was already a pretty poor adaptation. Although I will say this, as much as Zack Snyder's movies are garbage, I think his Watchmen movie is the most watchable of his movies. The most coherent. Partially because he seems to just hate superheroes in general, so Watchmen seemed kind of a good fit for him, I guess. But yeah, I think it's the most watchable of his movies. Most of them are just unwatchable trash. Go watch Sucker Punch if you need to get a good glimpse of that. So when they announced HBO that they were going to have a new Watchmen series, I thought, whatever, maybe I'll watch it, but really everyone should just read the comic. And then when I heard, oh, Damon Lindelof, You know the writing's going to be rubbish. The whole story will be shite. I mean, Lindelof. Let's look at Damon Lindelof's career accomplishments as a writer. So, well, there's Lost, which I've never seen it. All I know about Lost is that I've never talked to anyone who watched all of Lost and liked it. Never. I know those people exist. I know there are people who like the show, including the ending. But I've never talked to one of these people. So yeah, we have, I don't know what The Leftovers is, I've never heard of that. But Tomorrowland. Oh, great movie by Disney. Yeah, it was typical, just bland Disney. World War Z. No, the writing was really bad in that. Yeah, The Watchmen, written by the same idiot that wrote Star Trek Into Darkness. Star Trek 12, by far the worst Star Trek movie. Jar Jar Abrams trash. Yeah, he wrote that. It's not really Khan. He wrote that. Prometheus. Oh. More Lindelof garbage. And Cowboys and Aliens, which was stupid. Daniel Craig and Harrison Ford, they're in an old Wild West town, and aliens invade and they fight them off with their 6-shooters and stuff. It's pretty stupid. I mean, you know, it's mindless entertainment, but it's pretty dumb. But yeah, these are the career accomplishments of Lindelof. Horrible, horrible writing. I mean, if you've seen Prometheus, you know the writing was terrible. The directing was good. You're never gonna lack for good visuals with Ridley Scott. The acting was good for the most part, but the writing was so rubbish. Yeah, and yeah, Into Darkness. Oh. I wasn't completely convinced Star Trek was dead after the first Jar Jar movie. I thought it was pretty bad. But I wasn't completely convinced that it was dead. I thought, you know, they could turn it around, but then they made Into Darkness, and no. That was the nail in the coffin. That was Star Trek is dead. Anyway, Lindelof. No, you suck. Your Watchmen show is going to be rubbish. Which, even if it weren't these nonsensical claims that white supremacy is as bad as the Cold War, even without that, I still wouldn't think it would be good because this hack is writing it. So, whatever. You know, even if it were more like The Watchmen, it would still suck with him. So, yeah. If you're looking forward to it, hopefully I didn't ruin your day. I'm not looking forward to it. So, all I can say is, don't be a complete hack that still keeps getting work for absolutely no reason, even though everything you've ever written was garbage. Don't be like that. Instead, be excellent to each other. Farewell.